Mrs. Bolak, will you order now, or you want to wait for your friend?
My husband, I'll wait. Thanks, Mrs. Lemon.
How about some tea?
Sure, love it.
Okay. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Senator Ryan's office.
Oh, hello, Georgia. What would you say to a working Chinese lunch?
Hello, Mrs. Woodard. You mean Mr. Ryan's work or yours?
Wedding plans. We have all those lists to make. To say nothing, some absolutely sensational news, which I will save until you get here.
Where?
Lem's in about 15 minutes.
Oh, I'd love to, but I have all this correspondence and a 4 o'clock deadline. Could you bring your list here?
Well, I could, but I wanted to celebrate. Georgia, since you're so swamped, why don't I just get a few things to go and we can have it over there?
Oh, no. An egg roll, maybe.
Done. See you soon. Hello, Jill.
Hello.
You expecting someone?
Yep, any minute.
Well, do you mind if I just perch for about 30 seconds? I must have walked miles in St. Patrick's today. Oh, you do mind?
Oh, no. I was just ready to take a break.
How nice. Shopping list?
Business.
That's right. Maeve did tell me you were going back to work. Well, don't let it get too hectic. My appointment book these days is so full it looks like a diary. Between the caterers and the designer and the cardinal, I tell you I could use a staff of 10 for this wedding. However, thank heaven, I don't have to worry about the church anymore. St. Patrick's Cathedral is all settled. We don't have an exact date, so I just finished making reservations for 3 alternate possibilities.
You do get right to it, don't you?
It's the only way. If you don't make your life happen, things will just slide right by and you wind up with nothing.
Why don't you leave now before I spoil my lunch?
Oh, dear. Do you know, Maeve and I were afraid that you went away angry yesterday. I guess seeing my wedding suits did upset you, and now I've gone and done it all over again with the church.
Ray. The hostility that you radiate permeates this room. Now, I came here to enjoy myself, not to tolerate you. So, why don't you take your cart before the horse plans and tell somebody else? All right?
My cart before the horse plans? I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand you.
Never mind. Maybe you'll buy it.
But, oh, you mean the annulment. You mean I shouldn't assume that we'll be able to have a Catholic ceremony.
Well, you should know that Frank wouldn't want any other kind.
Oh, I do. But see, what you don't know is that his annulment came through. I found out about it yesterday, right after I saw you. Well, I think I ought to go off and get my egg rolls. Have a lovely lunch.
Hi there. Home for lunch.
Hi. How come?
I don't know. Food's good. Want a bite?
I'm going over this for changes before my editor calls.
Is that the column we talked about last night?
Mm-hmm.
Mother says Mary's back.
This morning.
How'd it go?
What? You mean, did we kiss and make up? The answer is no. No, Mary had to go to the studio for taping. I had to stay here to write my column. Jim should have read it by now. I sent it off by messenger an hour ago.
Can I have a look at it?
I need 5 more minutes. This is my only copy.
Excuse my direct approach, but you seem even angrier than you were last night.
Maybe that's because you're interrupting me. Or maybe it's because Thatcher Ross does such a wonderful Winston Churchill imitation. Knocked out Mary and your mother.
I heard you walked into a little entertainment.
Oh, Maeve gave you the rundown, huh? May I ask why you didn't just say so instead of playing dumb? How'd it go? You know damn well how it went. It didn't go anywhere. I said back to Weehawken Street. She said sure, but not yet. Only thing we agreed upon is how badly she handled my little field trip to Washington. So now you got 2 reports, okay?
Well, yours was more detailed. A little sadder, too.
Siobhan, I'm in no mood for sympathy right now. Thanks just the same.
Why does Mary want to stay here?
Better for a work schedule. Got to be at the studio more. I got to be at the typewriter more. We plan to work a lot, so maybe it doesn't make any difference where we live.
How does Ryan fit into all this work?
She fits into a papoose on my back. If I have to go to the paper, I'll carry her with me. Both her parents are in the news business. She may as well get an early start. You know, some families are home-oriented, some families are work-oriented. Well, Mary and I are opting for work, see? We're heavily into that, Siobhan. Careers, success, ambition, drive, yeah. Sorry, Jim. Yeah. I sent the piece of... You got it. Good. So, what do you think? Nepotism? Were you crazy? Nepotism is when you do somebody a favor because he's family, not because he deserves it. Frank has earned every word I wrote about it. One time too many. Well, what am I supposed to do? Completely ignore the existence of the junior senator from the state of New York because I happen to be related to him? Yeah. So what happens to my column? What the hell you will. Look, Jim, I'm a pro in this business. Now, you do not... I said you do not tell me about objective reporting. You got that? But I'm going to tell you something. You print what I wrote, or I'm not writing for your Mickey Mouse outfit anymore. Yeah, Jim. Mm-hmm, I hear you. See you around.
Jack, you didn't quit.
Anyway.
Man, am I headed right here?
Oh, no, don't move. Oh, you poor love, you're walking in your sleep.
What?
We're living together half an hour and already I'm terrible for you.
Oh. You better smile when you say that, partner. But I still don't say it at all, because you are wonderful for me.
Well, here we are. And I'm dying for lunch. The smell of that pastrami is driving me crazy. Please, do we have to unload any more?
Surprise. The car is empty.
Well, our first meal together as roommates. Boatmates?
Yeah, that's more exact. I wouldn't want to confuse people.
Wouldn't want to tell people in the first place.
Yeah, essentially true.
I wonder where we say we're living. I mean, I wonder where I say I'm living. You're living at the hospital.
Well, you say over in Jersey.
Think I can get away with being that vague?
Well, not with your father,
Not with my mother, either. I wish I felt ready to tell them, but I don't. Do you mind waiting till I work up my courage?
I see no reason why anybody is entitled to know our living arrangements. Now, I doubt my parents are going to ask, and I'm certainly not going to volunteer the information myself.
Well, wonderful, but how do I handle the telephone number and the address? And Daddy wants to come over and see my new apartment, and Mama has a rug she thinks will be good for me. And if I don't invite them over for dinner within the first month, they'll have the bloodhounds after me.
Good. Then you'll have them over for dinner, and they'll love the houseboat, and I'll keep myself and every teeny tiny trace of me out of sight.
Oh, but I'd hate for you to have to do that.
No, a big deal. I mean, isn't it worth it to keep the peace?
I thought maybe you'd feel like you were sneaking around. You know?
I couldn't. I'm not.
Hey, your sandwich.
Forget it. Just want to hold you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up our wonderful mood.
You went and made me feel closer to you, that's all. Part of this is sad, and we can't lie to each other about that.
Only a little part. My mother can visit, and she'll close her eyes to some things. She'll know only what she wants to know. But Daddy, he'd know. And he'd never get over it.
In that case, we'll make sure he never visits.
You're starving and it's all my fault.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. So, how was your morning? Any excitement?
Sort of. Spoke to Marshall.
Oh? Oh, was he looking for me?
No, I called him.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to see him this afternoon, talk about my job, see if I can pick up where I left off. Oh, and the four of us are on for dinner if you're still interested and you're free.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. You couldn't be making a bigger mistake than going back to the law. You don't need textbooks, briefs, legal theories. You need people.
Please don't do this.
No, you're still keeping a lot inside you. Grief about Edmund, pain. People will draw you out, help you deal with it. The law will help you bury it.
I am not going to bury anything. And what if I felt like burying myself in my work? Pushing all my feelings aside and concentrating on my brain exclusively. I do have that right. Paragraph 4, our marriage contract. I make my own career decisions.
Now, the real subject here is your emotional state, and that deals directly with me, our future, and the family we'll have someday.
You're not saying that I need people. You're saying that I need another child. And I'll tell you something. If you keep up in that vein, the more you do that, the more I know I cannot consider having another baby.
I said someday.
And I said I need my job as a lawyer now.
Jillian, there's a terrible void in your life now. I've seen you poring over Edmund's pictures. I know that you have his teething ring in your bathrobe pocket. I probably have it in your purse right now. What, you think I don't notice these things?
Let's not get into this.
No, let's get into it. Let's admit that Edmund is gone and you are still holding on to him.
I will get through this in my own time and in my own way.
Yeah, but not by hiding in some ivory tower. Handling other people's problems so you don't have to deal with your own.
You know, I resent that. I love my profession. I've never hid it in that. I'm not going to start now. No, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that you know what's good for me, but you are wrong. Now, I am right here, and you are wrong. Now, let's just leave it alone.
See, what I'm afraid of is that you are going to spend years as a walking, talking, grieving memorial to your son.
And if I do, so be it. I have to deal with my son's memory in my own way. You can't control that. You can't manage it. Now, is that absolutely clear?
Of course.
I am starting my life again, and the first step is my job. Is that clear?
Absolutely.
Seneca, I am not asking you to agree with me. I'm just asking you to respect my opinion. All right?
All right. Hey, I forgot to leave a number at the hospital. I better do that now.
Okay, go ahead. I want to make some notes to Marshall anyway.
This is Dr. Bulak. Marshall Westheimer, please. Marshall, yeah, could I see you in about an hour or so? A short consultation about Jill. Yeah, I know. I want to discuss it with you before you talk to her. Fine. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? You quit? McGill just accepted it? He couldn't have. What did he say? You said publish the column or I'm not going to write for you anymore. And he said, cool off and think about it, right?
He said that may be just as well. We'll send you a check.
Oh, Jack.
Damn fool. He thinks that this is about buttering up Frank. Well, if he'd said that I'm not the greatest journalist in the world, okay, I'd buy that. Brilliant writing, not exactly my forte. Occasional shining moment, but not exactly my forte. But you give me an issue. You give me a situation. And I defy you to find anybody better. I look at it. I put aside all preconceived notions. I make a picture step by step. Trouble at the union? I go to the union. I listen to the guys. I'm at meetings. Nepotism. He actually believes I'd use my column for that? You know how long he's been my editor?
Years, I know.
I put my work into his hands. I trust him. He doesn't trust me.
Yes, he does.
Calls me a fraud, hypocrite, self-serving.
Now, wait a minute. He couldn't have used any of those words. You would have pulled that telephone right out of the wall. Besides, Jack, I think that he might be right. I mean, I can tell just by scanning over this that someone could interpret it What I'm trying to say is that Jim McGill has a lot of training and experience, especially with your work, like you said. He just might have a point.
Give me that.
Not that you meant nepotism, but that some people might think.
This is not a story about the government helping little kids in terms of health services.
It is. But Frank's name appears in it a lot.
Not about to tell him he was right.
Fine. Just say, let's discuss it.
He ought to call me.
Oh, come on now. Are you going to stand there and wait for that? Now, in any other circumstance, you would tell me that a professional does not get into the big star game. A professional can rise above it.
McGill, please. Benelli. Look, Jim, we better talk about the column. Oh, maybe there is a reason. I don't want to back away just now. What have I been through? I got beat up in an alley. I'm over that. No, I don't. I don't agree. What do you think the last month has been? I've been on vacation. Now I'm back on the job, and I want to go over this column. I see. It was better before when I quit.
What happened?
I'm fired. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough of McGill in the office, and enough of this place, and enough of everybody and everything.
Now, wait a minute. That's your only copy.
Yeah, good. To hell with it.
Wait a minute. Do you want me to talk to Mary?
Mary is busy.
Well, where are you going? Wait a minute! Oh, God.
Parties, boys, and drama. Oh my! Catch up with the 5 sexy singles who are putting a new spin on Southern charm. Don't miss an all-new Southern Bells Louisville, tonight at 10 on SoapNet.